everyone, I wanted to take some time and walk you through some tips and tricks with using Microsoft Teams. As you know, starting in term 2, you will no longer be able to use Collaborate to work with students or hold your office hours. You will only be able to use Microsoft Teams. So because of that, I thought this video would be a very helpful resource for a lot of you to know how to use certain features in the program and how to set up meetings through your Outlook on your calendar. So let's start there. When you're in your Outlook, as you can see, I have mine right here on the screen. If you go to the left-hand side, you can see this calendar icon. Now, some of you may have used this before, some of you may have not. I personally don't use it that often. I sometimes forget it's there, but the calendar is going to be the most straightforward way to create a meeting for your students, whether that be an individual meeting for a student or setting up your set office hours. So let's go ahead and walk through how to, let's say, set up office hours. So let's say every Tuesday, let's say starting on the 9th, you're going to have office hours every night from 7 to 8 p.m. So when you clicked on it, you get this view right here. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a title. And I'm just going to say Office Hours MAT 105. Okay, so if you want your office hours to be at 7 p.m. every Tuesday, you're going to come down, simply select that time. Let's say it ends at 8. You can select that time. Boom, you're good. Then what you want to do is go to choose repeat, and you're going to say weekly, because you want the same time every week throughout your term. So when you select weekly, you're going to say every 1 week. Here we go. Every 1 week, and occurs every Tuesday until, and you can set the end date. So like right now, it says until January 31st, 2023. You can move that up. You can adjust it, do whatever you would like with it. So by doing this, again, you've set up that office hour time every single week, and you'll have that same link available for your students. Now we're going to go ahead and click Save. Okay, and then come down to this timer. And what you can do here is create a reminder, and many of you guys have already seen this before. So 15 minutes before, they will get a reminder on their phone or their computer, or you can go ahead and change it to 30 minutes before, so on and so forth, whatever you would like to do. And the last thing you have to make sure you do when you're creating office hours using the calendar and Outlook is come over here to Teams meeting and toggle this over so that it's on. That means that this event that you've created goes directly to Teams. Without that little toggle on, you won't have a link generated to go to the video conferencing. Okay, so make sure that is on. And then once that is, we're going to click Save, and you're good. And if you look at the calendar, we have one every single week at 7 p.m. And if you're in Eastern time, they'll know, your computer will know that that's synced to Eastern time. And then when your student pulls it up, let's say they're in Central time, theirs will automatically say 6 p.m. Central time. So your computer does that part for you, so you're good to go on that. Okay? So now all you have to do is click this when it's your office hour time and click join, and you're joining your meeting. So it's that easy. And you can go through and edit your office hours, change them, add a link for a Tuesday office hour, add a link for a Thursday office hour, and do what you wish. But this is the best way to clearly see all of your set meetings, and I find it the easiest to schedule them as well. Okay? Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is a couple features when you are actually presenting and meeting with your students in Teams. So I am going to leave Outlook, so give me just a minute. Okay, and I've pulled up my Teams app, and some of you might not have the app, which is fine. You can access Teams through Outlook, and you'll be brought to like a website That's what am I trying to say? Something like the Outlook page, but a web page where you have Teams. I use Teams for my AFL position, so I have that app accessible on my computer. That's why I brought the app up. So once you bring the app up, you can again click your calendar to access all your meetings. So the two sync, all the Outlook, Microsoft stuff all syncs together. So if I scroll down to the next week, you'll see that those office hours I created previously are showing up in my calendar here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that and show you again. You can go ahead and join. But I'm going to wait a second to join because I want to show you one more thing. Let's say you don't have a scheduled meeting. If you don't have a scheduled meeting and you just want to go ahead and jump on and meet with a student who just texted you or just shot you an email and said, I need help right now. Here's what you can do. You can come over here to Meet Now. If you click that button, you can say meeting with your professor, whatever you want to put in the title, and then click Get a Link to Share. So when you click Get a Link to Share, Microsoft Teams generates this link that you can then email or text to your student that you're currently having the conversation with. So then you go ahead and share that, and then you start the meeting right away. So you don't have to have it scheduled on your calendar in order to meet with a student. Okay? So with that said, let's go back to the office hours right here. Okay, so office hours, we're going to go ahead and click join because I want to show you a couple things. Okay, and I'm going to join now. All right. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. When you are meeting your students and you have your office hours pulled up, if you come over here to share, so you're clicking this button right here with the arrow pointing up, you can share your screen. Okay, so let's say you have a worksheet or some example problems you want to pull up, you can share that, or you can share a window. This is very similar to using Zoom and Collaborate in some aspects. The most important thing I think you all will find as math teachers is the Microsoft Whiteboard. Many of you have the boards that you write on to show work when meeting with students. This is what you're going to want to use to display that work. So we click Microsoft Whiteboard, and it says Present Whiteboard, only you can edit or collaborate on Whiteboard. In a perfect world, all of our students would have iPads and they would be able to show their work and we could edit their work. But you know, that doesn't happen all the time. And more frequently, they're not going to have the iPad available to them. So you're usually going to select that first option. So this is the whiteboard you can see, and it says only you can edit. And then you can go and select your pen colors, your pencil colors, and blah, blah, blah. And you can play around with this and explore once you get going in it. Let's see. Is there anything else? Okay, over here, if you want to write some notes or type text, you can do that and add it. And then you can close it. You can also record your meeting if you think that would be valuable to your student, if they would like to have that to refer back to in the future. You do have that option. Let's see. And I want to say that might be it. I don't know if there's anything else more to share, but the biggest thing I wanted to show you in the Teams platform was that there is a whiteboard that you can write on. Okay? If you all have any other questions on how to use Microsoft Teams, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help out. I also am learning with you because I have not actually used this to meet with students. So we're going to be learning together. So if you find tips and tricks as you're working through a meeting with a student, please feel free to share with one another. Like I said, we're learning from one another. It's going to be a learning curve for the next couple of terms, but I have this feeling by January, we're going to have this down pat, and we're going to know this like the back of our hand. So, all right. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me anytime, and have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.